Pewdiepie is a Minecraft YouTuber. Tana and Jake tie the knot, and Ninja gets paid. Welcome to Purgatory. What's going on, freaks and freakettes? I'm Spike.
And I'm Mad.
Thanks so much for tuning in again. Make sure to check us out on all major podcast platforms. Drop us a like on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Send us an email at officialpurgatorypodcast@gmail.com because we love to hear from our listeners. Getting all that out of the way, what's going on today, Madman?
Oh, you know what it is, dude. Same old. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't done really much.
That's boring.
Yeah, pretty boring guy.
You should start a podcast to talk about how boring you are.
Start a podcast talking about what I do on my off time when I'm not recording my other podcast.
Like your vloggers that are just like, hey, I'm going to the dentist today.
Yeah.
You know, those are the worst. But I got a new chair. That's kind of cool. It's not new. I'm into like vintage stuff and mid-century shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this like mid-century computer chair that's kind of janky. I'm gonna have to tighten some stuff up, but it looks like it came out of a Fallout game. It's really cool. I'm into that shit.
Hell yeah, brother.
Anyway, it doesn't lean back like PewDiePie's chair, but we'll get there. But yeah, we got some stuff to talk about today. And speaking of PewDiePie, his channel has changed quite a bit recently, and I don't think anybody expected it to change like this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing this Minecraft playthrough, and he's been doing it for a while. He's had Jack Black on there, he's had James Charles on there, he's had Jacksepticeye on there, and the videos are getting tens of millions of views every day. It's ridiculous. Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
I can't even explain it. This game is 10 years plus old, and obviously Felix's channel is massive. It's the biggest independent creator channel on YouTube, but I didn't expect it to be like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like a lot of YouTubers who kind of like stopped making money, kind of backtracked recently and started making these Minecraft videos because people like love Minecraft nonetheless. And this is a way for them to like make a little bit more money because you can't really like do anything bad in Minecraft. You know what I mean? Especially if you're doing a playthrough. So I mean, it's pretty smart from like a YouTuber's point of view, I guess.
Yeah, and it bridges the gap of age. Like the only people playing Fortnite, especially now, are kids. And I might get some, I play Fortnite, but like the average demographic of Fortnite is extremely young. You know?
Yeah, I think what you mean is like when Minecraft came out, like you mean like the game that's most popular right now gets like attacked by kids. You know what I mean? Like they all flock to it and play it. So now that like Fortnite's out there, all the kids have left Minecraft, so now you can just go and play Minecraft.
Right, like one of my favorite YouTubers, General Sam, he made a video about how all the kids were playing Minecraft, which made Minecraft lame. So then all the kids jumped from Minecraft to Fortnite, but there was still some kids playing Minecraft, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Apex Legends came out, and then all the kids jumped from Fortnite to Apex, which Apex kind of flamed out already, but it was like the kids jumped from Minecraft to Fortnite to Apex, so they had made two jumps, so then Minecraft just became kid-free all of a sudden, you know? But I feel like their kids are going to come back now that Felix is playing it, and Jack Black's playing it, and James Charles is playing it, you know?
Yeah.
But I think Minecraft's an awesome concept. I didn't really get it at first. I was like, what? We're just going to walk around? But now I do. I get it way more. It's like this big sandbox game.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just peaceful, and like I think almost anyone can play it. You know what I mean? Like whether you're like my little sister plays it. She's like 4 years old, and then like I've seen like older people play it on like Twitch who are like in like their 60s or 70s, and they're just like streaming themselves playing Minecraft.
Or and those people sometimes will like build an accurate castle, like a historic building.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, holy shit. Like, there was that one guy a few years ago that built like a Death Star, like an actual Death Star. And I was like, oh my gosh, the creativity and the amount of time that went into that, I can't even imagine.
When you go on Reddit, people like say like for like their art final in college, they like make like a giant like piece out of like Minecraft blocks. You know what I mean? Like they'll make like the Mona Lisa, but in Minecraft using just the blocks. Yeah, so it's really cool.
Is that like the meme of like the whole meme where they zoom out and then it's like this massive thing, and it'll be like Dr. Phil or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's from a real thing at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking dope. Yeah, I've played Minecraft a little bit, but like my nephew plays it, and he's 6, and it's something that my brother can just like turn it on and he can play. He doesn't have to worry about anything like that. But I had an idea and it left me.
Damn.
I need to drink more.
Well, I was gonna say like I remember like okay because like Minecraft's like not that old of a game where like I played it like during recess in like elementary school. Like it was crazy. What was it? I was like it had to have been like 3rd or 4th grade where we just had like PCs in the room and like you could go. It's like back when like the game was like extra small because now it's like a little bigger because they've added so many things.
Yeah.
But back then you could just go like on Minecraft.com and it's like download the demo, and it was like super like freaking small. And now you can just like it was like the basic game, you know what I mean? You can make a pickaxe, a shovel, a sword, and that was it pretty much. But I just remember like indoor recess was like the best. You could like just sit down and play Minecraft. It was like
indoor recess for the boys.
Yeah. It was
I
like,
remember in school and I still play this game sometimes to relax, is Balloons Tower Defense.
Oh yeah, that game's awesome.
That game's the shit. Yeah, but another game that kind of bridged the gap between social groups and even ages was Skate. Did you ever play the Skate games?
No, I was more Tony Hawk.
Well, the Skate games, like you'd see guys that had no interest in skateboarding at all playing the Skate games because it was like this weird sandbox geometry game.
Yeah, wasn't it like you would move the board with like the thumbsticks, right?
Yeah, I didn't play it a lot. I've played it like at parties and stuff. I never like grinded on Skate,
Oh, gotcha.
But you controlled like the pitch of the board but you could build your own tracks and stuff. So people would like build their own courses and try to get through them, which that was really cool. It was almost like a Mario platformy sandbox game. It was really cool.
Yeah, I used to love those games, dude. Those were like so like they're just so peaceful, you know what I mean? Because you're just like I don't know, there's something about like it's like a smooth skateboard sailing across like New York or something like that.
Yeah.
Compared to like games now, they're just like intense.
There's a
purpose.
There isn't really a good BMX or extreme sports game right now. Like Skate was kind of the last one, Skate 3.
Yeah.
Like you can BMX in Grand Theft Auto, I guess, but that's not what the game's for.
Yeah.
It's just it's weird that they haven't addressed that. Maybe
I think just because
more focused on PvP.
Yeah, you don't really see kids into like BMX or skateboarding as much as like back in like 2011 or before that.
We need another Jackass crew. Because that's like Jackass was so huge, and then all of a sudden everybody was a skateboarder.
Yeah, well that's it because of like Bam and stuff and like his TV show.
Yeah, and it was just ridiculous, and people were like going outside and doing stuff and breaking their arms and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of which, did you see like he recently put out a new video? Bam, it was like a video like made to like Dr. Phil. He was like asking him for help. He was like, "Man, my family's in shambles, and like it's never gotten this bad. Like I need your help." And supposedly like yesterday or so, he went like to rehab.
Well, it's good for him.
Yeah,
I
hope
a dark place for not just a little while. Like he's been for a long time.
Since his like best friend died, Ryan Dunn, R.I.P.
Yeah, but he's been dead for years.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's been in a dark place since then.
Yeah, it's just some people never can grieve properly, I guess.
Yeah,
like it's healthy to grieve and feel the pain, and then it's also healthy to move on at some point or to a different place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not forgetting about them, but it's hard for people to grieve sometimes because they can't get past the grieving process, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's the help he needs with the good old doc. Send him to the ranch.
Mm-hmm. And then like Stevo, like he has his own YouTube channel, and he's just been like I don't know, he's been killing. I think just like
he'll release like one video a month.
Yeah.
But you're right. He's been sober for a long time. But Stevo also lies a lot, like a lot, just about little stuff.
Yeah.
Like he was saying, "Oh, I'm vegan. Oh, I'm vegan," and then someone saw him at a restaurant eating fish, and he was like, "Just because I eat fish doesn't mean I'm not vegan." I'm like, kind of does, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to believe out of Steve-O's mouth because he is so ridiculous, and he does lie a lot. But he seems to be sober. He looks sober, you know.
Yeah.
But man, I can be wrong. Anyway, Jackass 3. I was actually going through my Amazon video feed, and it came up, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna watch some of it, and I forgot how fucking raunchy it was.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, I'm surprised they got away with it, like, during the time that it came out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because they did some stuff, dude. They did some weird ass shit.
Yeah, or was it Jackass 2 where he froze his balls to that horse that was made of ice?
I think so, yeah. But I remember, like, when they would, like, fill up, like, water guns with pee and just shoot each other in the face, and I was like, damn, dude. I was like, I don't know if that, I don't know if that would fly. That'd be like...
Yeah, it's a fight.
Yeah.
some of them I would do, like the medicine ball dodgeball in the dark. That was funny. I would totally partake in that. But the ones where they're doing, like, shit and poop, what am I talking about? When they would do, like, poop and pee stuff, like, nah, dude. Or they would throw up on each other.
Nah, dude.
Nah, like, when it comes to bodily fluids, like, I'm good. Or bees. They were doing shit with bees, too. That was like, why are you fucking with bees? Those aren't even my favorite skits are the ones where they're, like, ramping a bike over something, or there was one where they were running through a store. It was Jackass 1. It was the first one, and they were running through a store dressed as football players and, like, tackling each other.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Those are crazy, man. Those were, like, I wonder if those were, like, the R90s, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just because, like, I don't know, it was so wild back then, I feel like. Because then you also had, like, TV shows like Beavis and Butthead going that were also...
Yeah,
like,
I never got into Beavis and Butthead, but it was just kind of dumb. But I get the humor more now. But as a little kid, I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
I don't even understand. You know? But, like, where he pulls his hood up and he's like, I am Cornholio.
Yeah.
Like,
give me TP for my bumhole.
It's so funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just humor that it doesn't go any farther than that. Like, that's the whole joke. You don't have to worry about any meanings underneath it.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe that's why I'm such an Aqua Teen fan, is it's just stupid. Surface value.
Pretty much anything Adult Swim is like, you don't really have to put too much thought into it. You just sit down and watch an episode.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Well, we got a long way off PewDiePie's channel performance. That's fine.
Adult Swim.
Yeah. But I got another thing to talk about here, and it's did you hear about Tana and Jake Paul apparently getting married?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be not legally binding.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that is that it's like, okay, like, we all know it's not real, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I hate the guys on YouTube that are like, oh my God, they're not married. You know what I mean? You guys are all idiots for falling for this. It's like, all right, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we get it. They faked the marriage thing, but what else do you expect from, like, these two people? I mean, if you look at these people individually, they're both, like, the most clickbaity. They
are literally, like, the male and female version of each other.
Exactly. So
they're the same person.
But, like, I hate people that get mad about it. They're like, oh my God, they're tricking everyone and into it. And it's like, dude, I mean, like, is this really that big of a deal in your life?
Yeah, and I believe that Tana said it in a video. Like, this isn't legally binding.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows, you know what I mean? Or else they'd both be fucked over, you know what I mean? Like, alimony-wise. Or just, like...
Well, most people that have a shitload of money like that, or have built an empire, they have a prenup.
Yeah.
But she even, like, changed her name on Twitter to Tana Paul.
Yeah, but that's not really that hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but it's just, like, really she went that extra step to do that. You know?
Yeah,
but, like... what is off the table anymore for clickbait? Because we have that fucking one guy, Jake Train, talking to dead people that are, like, not even cold bodies yet. And then now we're faking marriages. And I'm pretty sure there's been some YouTubers that have even faked their own deaths. That could be a whole podcast. We might want to get into that someday. It's people that have faked deaths.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think this Tana Jake thing, it's pretty harmless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally like, okay, 13-year-olds, what are they going to think is cool, you know?
Yeah.
What's on People Magazine? Who's getting married to who and who's getting divorced? So let's do that.
Exactly. I mean, they're just bringing, like, like real life celebrity status to YouTubers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
And
see it as like no big deal or anything. Um, I mean, just because like if you don't think it's like, I don't know, just because like I can already see like the YouTube trolls being like, what a bunch of idiots falling for this. It's like, you know, like dude, it's like little kids are watching, like little girls are watching those channels. You
mhm,
know what I mean? So it's whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't really watch either of them, so it's also like not really on my radar.
I understand why Jake Paul and Tana both are popular because they're very bombastic and they're very loud and they're very, they're if they were in a room, they would probably know how to demand the room's attention,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But you could never just sit, and people have tried. You could never just sit down and have a conversation with Jake Paul and on the other side of the conversation be like, "You know what? I'm glad we talked." Like it always ends up like this guy's a fucking idiot.
Well, I mean, you gotta
Or
think.
he's just so absorbed in the Jake Paul image. It's like, who am I even talking to? You're literally just like you're a Supreme T-shirt. You're a
Yeah, but
person that like if you were a piece of clothing, you'd be a Supreme T-shirt. Like he's just so ridiculous, you know?
yeah, people forget about him though. Is that like he got famous off Vine when he was like 17,
Right.
and like immediately went to Hollywood. You know what I mean? So the past 4 years, he's just been like living this like fantasy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
he's
can I
never
can
had a job. He's never had to worry about his bills. He went from literally living at home being 17 and worrying about the prom to being a multimillionaire.
exactly.
So
So like,
his frame of reference is totally different than 99.999% of the people in the world.
hmm,
It's got to be weird, you know,
exactly. So I mean, it's hard not to be full of yourself when you like make more money than your parents ever did. You know?
for sure. And I always think about this, like, can you imagine Jake Paul when he's 60?
Well, what I was
Or
thinking is like it just depends on like what you invest in. You know what I mean? Like I think if Jake Paul's smart, he's gonna invest in the next Jake Paul. You know what I mean? Whoever is younger than him, he's gonna put his money in and
he's gonna
start
do
to
the
like
Usher thing and find a
exactly
Justin Bieber.
something like that. Yeah, he's gonna or he's gonna start his own network of like like YouTubers that he finds from like across the world, and then he'll like kind of provide the money, and then they'll provide like the experience, I guess.
Well, if that's your thing and you're a hype train YouTuber, I get that. But what about like the beauty YouTubers? What about when their beauty fades? You
Well, I
know,
mean
that's
the
their
same
whole
thing.
identity.
They're gonna make their own makeup brand, or they're gonna start investing in the next big makeup YouTuber.
I guess so.
Just
I
because like
guess so.
a lot of the YouTubers that are in beauty right now have their own makeup brands, and so
Yeah.
since they're starting now, there's like no like limit where it can go.
And I'm also curious about like how YouTube as a platform is going to change in 50 years. You know, because it's even in the last 10 years, it's changed dramatically. It's gone from like think about 10 years ago, it was cat videos and shit.
Yeah.
And now it's like people get their news from YouTube.
Hmm.
And it's very corporate now. Like every corporate news network has a big YouTube channel. The biggest YouTube channel on the platform is a corporation. Like it's kind of taking the U out of YouTube.
Hmm.
And I'm wondering even in the next 10 years, how different this platform is going to be. Is it going to be pay your way? Like are only the people that pay the most money going to get views? Is it going to be possible to grow organically? I mean, we're running into like, is it even possible to grow organically now? You know?
Hmm.
I'm just curious how it's gonna. I don't even. It might be a rhetorical question. I'm just curious how the platform is gonna change, how the YouTubers are gonna change. You know?
It's gonna get pretty bad because right now everyone has a smartphone, everyone has like a laptop, so everyone can upload their own videos. It's hard to find people on YouTube just because everyone's trying to be a YouTuber. I don't know if you saw that recently where people asked kids across America like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And like YouTuber was like the number one answer. So like, there's like
Well,
no more
yeah.
like I want to be a cop. There's no more I want to be an astronaut. So I think that we might hit like a bridge where it's like you're only gonna pop out unless you do clickbait like Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? It like there's not gonna be any more like people that become famous just from like vlogging or from
Hmm.
like doing like just like you're gonna have to stand out. Like I think it's like the next gonna come to YouTube is that if you don't stand out, you're not gonna come become a YouTuber. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's next for like YouTuber wise. I think YouTube, since no matter what, it's gonna just keep making money. I think it's gonna become like even like it's just gonna become like a basic thing. You know what I mean? Like every TV is gonna have YouTube already in it installed.
Well, it kind of does already. Like most smart TVs have YouTube installed.
Exactly,
installed,
like
you know?
like most of them do. But like I think in the future it's gonna be a thing. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be like toe to toe with like cable. It's gonna be like, oh, do you want like YouTube included in your package? You know what I mean? It's just gonna be like a thing.
Yeah.
Whereas before it's kind of been like an add-on, or like it's part of like the Google Cast or whatnot. It's just gonna
Yeah.
already be on the TV.
I'm not sure where YouTube is going to go. I'm hoping it goes into a good place where independent content creators or small creators, new creators like us can still build a following. And I know I don't want to sound like a whiny bitch, you know, like, oh, I want followers, man. I'm just saying that I hope it doesn't become a pay your way platform, you know. But I guess we'll see. I
Yeah.
want to talk about one more thing before we go into the break, and it's one of the YouTubers that I think is like a beacon of light in the YouTube community. He has been posting the same content, has been the same guy forever, and it's iDubbbz. Did you see this video he did recently with the Airsoft Fatih video?
Yep.
Holy shit. That is one of my top 5 favorite YouTube videos of all time now.
Dude, this is like a chance for him to like kind of like redeem himself. Is kind of like go around to these like kind of small, like Instagram famous people or like YouTube people. You know what I mean? That don't really get like a limelight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys should go watch it. It's iDubbbz's newest video.
It's so funny.
He goes to like this like small town where this kid lives. But it's crazy. Like I almost can't explain it. It's just like so strange.
Yeah, the main character, his YouTube channel is called Airsoft Fatih, and he has over 250,000 subs now that Ian has shined this light on him. And his channel, he's a very, very large 22-year-old that loves Star Wars. And he and his friends duel Star Wars style with lightsabers and shit. And it's so funny because he has trouble moving because he's so big. And it's just ridiculous. You gotta watch the iDubbbz one, and you gotta check his channel out because he'll even have cooking series. He'll be like, "This is cooking with Fatty. We're making meat salad," and it'll be like pulled pork and hot dogs. Like that's the whole meal.
Yeah,
You know?
but it's crazy because like this kid's gone viral before. You know what I mean? He's been memes. I've seen him like all over Instagram before. People have always like stolen it and like reclipped it. So I think that's weird. But like I just think it's crazy how like this kid's like a good example of like how you don't need the best camera. You know what I mean? You don't need the best editing software to like just become famous. He has a video right here a year ago. It's like 3.6 million views. You know what I mean? And he's like, it seems like he's just recording off his phone, right?
Yeah, and it even showed Ian, like he was like, "Let's film you making a video," and it was just him on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even a good phone, you know.
This,
and he's shooting with like the lights off. Like,
yeah.
it's just really bad quality. But it's more the quality of people tune in for him, you know, how ridiculous he is. You just got to watch the iDubbbz video. We could talk about it forever, and it still make no sense at all if you haven't seen the video.
When they go interview Robert is the best part.
Yeah, when he's like, "I was speaking to a demon."
Yeah, it like zooms in, gets dark, and you just hear his voice. Oh my god, I was cracking up, dude.
The best guy, my favorite guy is Mike, the one that keeps making fires.
Well, I love how like at the end they're fighting like, the final duel, and then like, all right, and there's Mike over there. He's like sitting by a river, just doing nothing, and I was like, oh my god, dude, this guy's like such a like at peace guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was zen as fuck.
In the world. It was so funny.
Yeah, Mike was my favorite guy by far. He was hilarious. He's like, yeah, most of my family's on the heftier side, so his weight didn't really bother me.
Yeah, he's just so chill.
Yeah.
I really hope that like iDubbbz keeps making videos like this where he kind of goes around shining the light on these other smaller maybe YouTubers. I guess like the big like unsaid trend for 2019 is kind of just like these documentaries. You know what I mean? Shane Dawson made a couple. I know Keemstar made one on FuziTube.
Yeah.
Paul made the Flat Earth one, and I think iDubbbz kind of dipped his toe with this one, and I think it did pretty well. And I don't think he got copyright striked. I mean, he didn't get like demonetized for it. Because, I mean, there really wasn't anything bad. It was like a documentary. So hopefully they kind of encouraged him to make more content like this.
Yeah, and his was I don't think it was even clickbaity. It was just this was me talking to this guy.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
like
pretty much it.
the flat Earth one with Logan Paul. There was like this whole hype video, and
Well, I think that was supposed to be more satire-y. You know,
yeah,
kind of
I
fun
get
of
that,
the-
but you don't even know what to take seriously with the Paul brothers anymore because everything is just dripping in clickbait and hype train, and you know. But that's their brand, so whatever. Good for them. I sound so salty anytime I talk about them. I'm always like, oh, fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, I always try to stay unbiased with YouTubers just because, like, I think YouTubers can change, you know what I mean, like a lot. I mean, because for a second there, FoodTube was like your everyday Joe prankster YouTuber, and now he's like this crazy dude, you know what I mean, who like literally had like a mental breakdown on camera and stuff. So I think like I don't know, like especially like it's crazy to me. Like I think I've been watching YouTube for like a while now, to the point where like I used to watch Shane Dawson back in the heyday, and like Shane Dawson now, and they're just two completely different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like YouTube's so weird because people forget that like you look on someone's channel, it's like, oh, like posted a year ago, and it's like, holy, like that's like that's a whole year ago. You know what I mean? It's like that's a lot of time, and then you go down all the way to people like Pewdiepie and like Shane Dawson, and just like these guys have been here for like 10 years.
Well, and a lot of those full-timers are posting 5 times a week.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So a year, 52 weeks times 5, so it's 250 plus videos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that, we're going to go into a quick break, and we'll see you on the other side. How's it going, everybody? This is Spike from the Purgatory Podcast. When Matt and I decided to start this podcast, neither one of us knew kind of where to start or how to distribute it to different platforms, and that's when we came across the Anchor app. Now, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast because they give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your computer or your phone. Different creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great, and this was the kicker for me, they'll distribute your podcast with no minimum listenership to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and several more. Now, there's really only one more thing left for you to do if you're looking to start a podcast, and that's get out your phone, open your laptop, download the Anchor app, and go to anchor.fm to get started. All right, Madman, welcome back from the break. You still there? Good.
Yeah, brother.
FYI, freaks and freakettes, Mad was just showing me or letting me listen to what it sounds like when he scratches the microphone. So that was fun. Went through some Purgatory ASMR there in the break.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Mr. Ninja leaves Twitch. Did you hear about this?
Yep.
Apparently the guy got fucking paid. Holy shit, did he get paid. Apparently, he's leaving Twitch for Mixer, am I right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, who uses Mixer?
But that's the thing, dude. That's the beauty of it. That's like that's what people said about Twitch, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People said, oh, who uses Twitch, you know what I mean? So I think personally that if anyone out there wants to be a streamer right now, this is the best chance to hop over to a Mixer, because right now everyone's flooding Twitch, you know what I mean? Like that's where Tfue and Ninja were, that's where Dr. Disrespect is. But now that Mixer has an actual chance of like going up against Twitch, you know what I mean? And it's backed by Microsoft, you know what I mean? So it's always gonna have the support for it. I think you should go and make a Mixer account right now. You should start streaming on Mixer. Maybe keep streaming on Twitch if you want, but maybe like one day of the week go to Mixer. Because I think it's gonna be the next big one to blow up.
We'll see. I know that D Live was doing that work with PewDiePie, you know. I like that there's other platforms that are trying to take away from the monopoly that Twitch seems to have on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose the answer to who uses Mixer is whoever gets paid $50 million plus to go do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but also, I mean, you have to look at like the stuff that's been going on at Twitch. You know what I mean? That one girl that was throwing her cat around, and she like fed it like vodka, and Twitch didn't do anything. Right? Yeah, Alinity. Twitch didn't do anything about it. So there's been like a long history of like Twitch kind of like favoriting like female streamers over like male
Oh yeah,
streamers.
for
Like
sure.
there'll be like times when like a male streamer will say like penis, right? And it's like a banned for like a week or a month or whatnot. And like a female streamer will like just say some really really raunchy things on her stream, and nothing happens at all to her. And then like this last girl I've been seeing, she literally threw her cat and like nothing happened to her. So I think it also has to do with that. I mean, I would not just the money, but I think Ninja was kind of like, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore because obviously they're choosing girls over guys. You know what I mean? They're just like
Yeah.
not. There's no equality here. I don't know. I mean, he also, we don't know the final number of what he got paid because it's rumored to be 50 million to 100 million. But of course we have no way to fact check that. So I guess we just have to wait until like it leaks or until he tells us or whatnot. But
I
I
mean,
would,
he doesn't need to tell us. It's not really our business.
yeah, I mean he doesn't need to, but I mean people are gonna be wondering. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's one of those things where it's like he doesn't need to tell us, but if we knew, it would be awesome.
Well,
But
I've always wondered when you get a huge payday like that, what do they just fucking put it in your bank account? Like, how does the money actually get to you? You know?
hmm, yeah, it's true.
And how much of it goes to the lawyers that negotiated it, and how much
Hmm.
of it, I've always wondered that because if I got $50 million or $30 million put into my bank account, I'd be like, I want to get this out of my bank account and diversify it as fast as possible so that if some shit happens and someone gets my passwords and account info, you know,
Yeah,
like I would be so terrified to have that much money in one place. It's
I
like the
guess
people that
yeah.
walk around with like 10 grand in their wallet. Like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go buy a Starbucks. It's like what?
Yeah, I don't understand it. And you hear about stories about people, yeah, I used to walk around with 20 grand in my pocket all the time. I'm like, you're fucking stupid. That's way too much money to have on you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
And if someone comes up to me and says, give me your wallet, I'm like, here, yeah, here's my driver's license. Like
Yeah, pretty much.
you win,
I've
you
always
know?
wondered if like some guy was like, "Hey man, give me your wallet," and you're just like, "Hey man, here you go. I literally got nothing." You know what I mean? Like what they would say, they'd be like, "Oh god, shit, man, I'm sorry." You know what I
Well,
mean? I
you should
wonder.
definitely say like, okay, I'm gonna give you your wallet. I'm going to slowly reach into my pocket. Don't shoot me. You know what I mean? Like you should tell them, because if you like reach real fast, they might think you're pulling a gun. That's the problem.
Yeah, I
That's where
guess, but I feel like I don't know. I wonder if they would show sympathy if because you have no money and they're like, "Oh shit, I have no money. You want to go rob a
yeah.
bank together?" It's like, "Oh hell yeah,
Yeah,
man."
dude, and then you're just best friends. You want to come over to
Yeah.
my house? Like,
He's like, "No, you're a thief." It's like, I'm not gonna let you anywhere near my house.
there's nothing in my house either.
As far as you know, I live in a box.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always wondered about that. Um,
We should
but
try to
yeah,
get mugged.
man. What?
We should go try to get mugged for content.
Yeah, just go down to Kansas City, Missouri. Just walk around.
Wearing like a white suit,
Yeah.
like something very expensive looking, Italian loafers. I wonder what would happen if you drove like a Lamborghini on the wrong side of Troost, you know?
Flip
Yeah.
the car over. Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know.
according to this TMZ article, Ninja has said that he makes 500 grand a month from just for streaming. So that
Yep.
doesn't count as endorsements and shit.
Or his
That is
YouTube.
incredible.
Dude, that's
That
like
is.
that's goals pretty much. And not
Yeah, I
to
mean, but
mention, last night I recorded some Fortnite to make a video, and guess what?
you killed him.
My files are corrupted.
No.
Doesn't that suck, dude? Just because we were on a
Yes.
Fortnite topic, I was recording some to make a funny video, and 3 hours later, I clicked to watch back the video, corrupted, gone.
Are you using your Elgato? Or are
No, I'm
you
using
recording on your
OBS.
computer?
Yeah, on the computer.
Fuck
Um,
OBS, dude. I've
but
tried to use OBS. That shit is garbage.
I've used it. It's been pretty perfect so far. I just don't know what happened last night. Like, oh no, just because we were on the Fortnite thing. Like it's crazy because he has so many like he gets sponsored from Red Bull, and then he gets paid by Twitch to stream, and then he gets paid by the viewers that watch him on Twitch, and then he makes YouTube videos, and it's just like it's crazy how this dude's making this much money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What's
I don't
weird
even
to
know what I
me,
would do with that much money. He's only 28.
well,
You
yeah,
know?
what's weird to me is that like 5 years ago, no one knew Ninja. You know what I mean?
He had a channel and stuff.
Yeah,
He
no,
was still.
he had a following, but like, then out of nowhere, he became the biggest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's crazy to me. How anyone out there has a chance to just make it, apparently, because like this dude came out of nowhere, Tfue came out of nowhere. PewDiePie is the biggest like YouTube channel of all time. Because I remember back in the day, it was like a race between like Smosh and like other channels. You know what I mean? And then he kind of was like laying in the background. People were subscribing to him because he was like just a funny dude, and it just rose the ranks.
Yeah. What I think is interesting is when they get big, they generally stay big.
Yeah.
Like even though another one might pop up, the first one still has like a loyal fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like the fan base moves from Ninja and then all right, everyone stop watching Ninja, let's go watch this guy. If they are watching another guy, they're still watching Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
What I think
is interesting. Like with TV shows, when they're like, okay, this show's run its life cycle, let's kill this show. And the show's fucking gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Now we're just seeing that instead of YouTubers leaving, they're still there and they still have their viewership. It's just new ones are popping up. So like instead of people watching, this is the YouTuber that I watch, now they're watching like 10 different YouTubers.
I was gonna say, remember there was two like YouTube purges where like they like kind of like there was a lot of like YouTube channels that were either bots or were like people that just stopped using their YouTube channel, and then they kind of just purged all of them from like the subscribers of YouTubers.
Ones that had not been used for like 5 years. They just deleted them.
Yeah, but like apparently like it took like a big hit on like PewDiePie. So I wonder how many subs he would have now if they wouldn't have
well, I mean, what's really wrong with that? Subscribers don't really mean anything if they're not active subscribers.
Yeah,
you don't get paid based on your subscribership. You get paid based on watch time and views. So if you're just talking, you might as well just go buy a fuckload of subs. You know.
I was just talking about like in reference to like when he was going up against T-Series.
Yeah, but again, if you look at watch time and views, it's not even close. PewDiePie's still the biggest creator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really consider subscribers as the way to measure a channel's success. Yeah. Because you see sometimes 100,000 subscriber channels that have like 200,000 views on every fucking video. So they're outperforming their subscriber base.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see other channels like that have millions of subscribers. Classic one for me is Boogie2988. Millions of hits on his Francis Rage videos, and now he only has a couple 100,000 every video now, and he has like 5 million subs. So he's clearly underperforming his following. I would consider his channel not where it used to be.
Almost like that SugarNuggets, right?
I don't know who you're talking about.
That kid who was like he would play the part of like a kid, and his dad would come in and break all his video games, and he'd like freak out.
Huh. I know about the Daddy of 5 guy that was like abusing his kids for YouTube views.
No, it was this kid who would like make videos where like, okay, so he was a kid that would try to play games, and his brother would like tell his dad. Like they were both like 20-year-olds, so like it was weird. And his brother would tell his dad and be like, yo, like he's playing games again. So his dad would bust in and like snap his Xbox in half. You know what I mean? But the whole thing was fake, and like he confirmed it was fake later on. And it was like a show kind of thing, but it was like unsaid that it was a show. You know what I mean?
So then he still has a bunch of subs, but nobody's watching.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. Like he ended the series, I guess, and now he kind of just makes like update videos, and pretty much like the same. Like kind of what you're saying. So I was wondering if you knew him.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds very similar to the Boogie thing. Like they got big doing one thing, and then now they don't do that anymore. And they're like their videos now are just like, hey guys, coming to talk to you again. I went out and did this today, you know, and nobody really cares. Like, well, some people care because they still get some views, but it's like 10%, 20%, or some percentage of who cared about their content that actually made them big, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see where YouTube goes and where creators like that will go, you know, because think about people like we've got YouTubers now that have been doing it for 10 years or close to 15 years, but think about someone that's been doing YouTube for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me. Like think about where PewDiePie's channel will be in another decade. Like he has so much power over the internet, he can just wave his hand and say something, and it's the whole internet, all of Reddit and all of YouTube just bends to what he says. It's amazing the kind of power that just one word out of that guy's mouth has, or the reach that it has, you know?
I guess I don't know.
Well, him and Joe Rogan, I think, are like the most powerful voices on the internet right now.
Maybe they have a lot of subscribers and viewers, but I don't know if they have power. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about more, maybe power is the wrong word, but reach.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think reach is a way better word. Yeah. For sure.
Like
They have like viewers all over like the world, pretty much.
the Alex Jones podcast on Joe Rogan got like 400 million plays across all platforms and stuff. And if you
Yeah.
count like re-uploads and shit like that, it got more plays than there are people in the United States. It's amazing how many people are tuning into Joe Rogan. Like he's the new Johnny Carson. He's the new Walter Cronkite. Like he's literally the voice of our country now. You know, he's the late night talk show host. He's the news anchor for the United States, in my opinion. Like everybody knows who Joe Rogan is. Everybody has seen an episode of his or a clip of his. And it's not like, oh, did you hear about this guy that did this and that? And people will say, oh, he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, wasn't he? Like that's how people know other people. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense.
Maybe just because like maybe like where you've been, but like where I've been, I've never heard anyone talk about Joe Rogan until I met like you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
Maybe it's an age thing because I'm a little bit older than you.
Exactly. That's why I think it just depends. But yeah, I don't know because I know a lot of people that I've met more people that don't like Joe Rogan than the people that like Joe Rogan. You know what I mean?
See, most of the opinions that I have on Joe Rogan, like, including myself and most of the people that I know, are like, I don't have much of an opinion on Joe Rogan himself as a person.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much me.
But I really like his show because of the people he has on it. And that segues me perfectly into another thing I wanted to talk about was he just had Bernie Sanders on his show. And we're not going to get political, but he's having senators on his show, dude. That's insane. He's having current senators and presidential candidates on his show.
Yeah.
You can't get bigger than that unless you get Donald fucking Trump, like a sitting president, which that won't happen. But his show is so fucking big. It's bigger than CNN. It's bigger than Fox News. Like it is, he has his finger on the pulse of our country,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering how he's handling that. Is he going like, holy shit, I just started this show to talk to people. And now I'm the new Johnny Carson. I'm the new Walter Cronkite. Like, I can't imagine what he thinks of that,
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that they stream live. So if he says something, it has tremendous reach. It's a lot of pressure.
But I think he's gotten to that point where he can say whatever he wants. You know what I mean? He really can't get in trouble.
You can say that all you want, but people said that about PewDiePie.
Yeah, but PewDiePie had a bunch of kid subscribers. You know what I mean? Whereas like this guy, like people go to Joe Rogan and they know what they expect from Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? He's not gonna say anything that's gonna be like, oh no, you shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? He's already said shit like that before.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it depends on the person. You know what I mean? Just because like PewDiePie started out as like a video game YouTuber, so like when he said that kind of stuff, it's kind of like, oh man, like your whole audience is kids. So like, what are you telling these kids?
Whereas Joe Rogan built his whole show around being what he still is now. Like he hasn't really changed much.
Exactly. It's like aimed towards like adults. It's like a more mature audience.
Yeah. And I appreciate what Joe Rogan is doing because he's curious and he's asking questions and he's having both sides on. Like he'll have Ben Shapiro on and Bernie Sanders. Like they could not be farther away from each other politically. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's good that he's having those talks with people that are different. It's not an echo chamber. I think Joe Rogan is great because he's shining the light on both sides. But yeah, I just thought it was crazy that he had Bernie fucking Sanders on his show. That's huge. I mean, the guy that arguably could have been the presidential nominee in the 2016 election for the Democrats. Yeah. like really super, super close against Hillary for the Democratic nomination. A breath away from being the Democratic nominee. And obviously the election was super duper close in 2016. So this guy was a breath away from being president.
Yeah. What I think is crazy is like whenever you think podcast, I think people like this is I think to me this is like the number one podcast. You know what I mean? Like
of course.
This is the kind of guy where it's like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? And people are like, oh shit, like this is like the podcast to be on. You know what I mean? Like if I were to go on to a single one, this is the one to go to.
It's got to be tiring for him because I bet everybody that meets him is like, hey, can I come on the show?
Oh, I mean, yeah, true that,
But he's also the guy that's like, hey, you want to come on the show? And they're like, I'm canceling everything. Like I'm getting married that day. Not anymore. I'm moving that. You know, like it's his show is like whatever it takes to get on that show. I'm sure people are like, what hoop do I have to jump through?
Well, like what I was going with, like he gets to like interview like any kind of like rock star. You know what I mean? So anyone he liked growing up, he could like most likely get on the show.
If there was like an alternative list of like maybe like rock stars or other people that you think you might want to have on the show, or just even sit down and talk to, who do you think you might want to have on? Like I would want to have some kind of rock star on the show, like some kind of punk rock singer. Like if I could, or like let's even go dead people. Like I'd want to have Kurt Cobain on the show, just to talk to him about like grunge and like what's going through your head, man.
Yeah. I'd probably pick Blink-182.
The whole band?
Well, I mean, I think individual would be best. Like the drummer, I think it'd be really cool to interview the drummer, Travis Barker.
He was on the Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
Yeah, I was like, dude, everyone's been on the freaking. Podcast. He has 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think individual would be the best. But it's just cool because they're kind of like the last of their kind. You know what I mean? No one else is really still doing music from that. I guess all the bands have broken up since when they were around, and I've always liked them consistently like my whole life. So that'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. I feel like any other band that I would get on, I would just feel like a poser. You know what I mean? Interviewing them, because I know there's like someone else that's like a diehard fan compared to me, just casually enjoys their music.
Yeah. Well, let's end this with something fun, and it's the r/Florida Man Reddit, and it's fucking hilarious.
It is truly a work of art.
It is, man. So right off the bat, Florida man was smoking weed to get himself ready for the return of Jesus. We're not even going to go into the article. We're just going to read the headlines.
Yeah, these all have links to like Fox or CNN. You know what I mean? So these are obviously like real, which is like the weirdest part. And there's so many of them. Like this guy right here, Florida man steals $40,000 worth of bikes from Washington and tries to pawn them off in Idaho.
Whoa!
Like what? Like I don't know.
I thought he was from Florida.
No, he is from Florida. That's what I'm saying. He's from Florida, but he went to Washington. He stole all these bikes and then pawned them off in Idaho.
What the fuck?
This guy's cross country, dude. Watch out. Dude, that's got to be crazy, dude.
Who thinks of that? Like, there's a Seinfeld episode where they're like, let's get a bunch of cans and take them to California or a different state because it pays more to recycle them there. You know, like this fucking guy probably sat down in his room and put some fucking papers out on his bed and was like, all right, where do they have the best bikes to steal?
Yeah, I wonder, like, did he have a truck or like, you know what I mean? How did he contain this amount of bikes? I wonder how many he got. Because I know there's some bikes though that are like worth a lot.
Yeah, 4,200 upvotes on this one. Florida man pees in a nightclub's ice machine.
Nice.
Nice. I wonder if he thought it was one of those like old urinals with ice in them, like at old bars and shit.
Yeah.
Nah, he didn't think that.
Nah, he was wasted. He just peed on an ice machine thing.
For Florida man pulls gun on late arriving furniture delivery team.
Oh my god, dude.
Where the fuck is my couch bin? That reminds me of like when people call the cops on like KFC if they're like if someone says, "Hey, we're gonna give out free milkshakes," and then they'll run out, you know, and then they call the cops and they're like, "They're out. Like, what are the cops gonna do?
Oh yeah,
Get more
those are
fucking
crazy.
milkshakes now.
I think we had a weird news before on the show about
Yeah, it
that,
was Taco
but
Bell.
it happens so often. Like it's just so
Yeah.
weird. Um, yeah, I have one right here. Florida man pries open alligator's jaw to save his dog's life from the New York Post.
That's a feel-good story.
Yeah, that's probably the best one on here. And everything else is like crime.
Florida woman bit man who broke into her house yells, "I'm not your mama. Get out of my house."
Yeah, so that sounds
That's
reasonable.
a good one. Yeah. Florida man got fired from law firm, starts firm with same name, breaks into old firm to steal safe and a gun.
Nice.
That's
He's
some
smart.
weird shit. That's weird shit going on in law firms, man. You always hear about those white collar crimes, and they like, so and so caught defrauding law firms, stole $700 million. I'm like, whoa,
That's crazy.
700, whoa, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of money in that shit. Those lawyers. A lot of lawyers don't make anything, but then there's like 1% of them on the top that make a shitload.
All right, let me do you one better. Florida man pulls gun on McDonald's employee for not trying his vape.
Oh man, I mean that's understandable.
You want to try this? You want to hit this? It tastes like grapefruit. I don't want it, man. What'd you say?
Florida man. I'm not reading that one.
Oh God.
Florida man amasses 43-page rap sheet at 33 years old. So he's got that big of a criminal record. Holy shit. So Florida, what's going on in Florida? I don't get that.
I think people have said before how like their police records are open to anyone. You know what I mean? You can just look them up. They're like the only state to have that. So like they have like you know, every crime possible happens in every state. So like these are just the ones that are like allowed to have, like to be sent to the public.
So what do we cover today?
Oh, you know, the usual. We covered Ninja, we covered Pewdiepie, we covered Tana and Jake getting married, iDubbbz, Joe Rogan and Bernie Sanders, and then to wrap it up nicely for the group, some Florida man news.
That's a good episode, my guy.
That is good. We name dropped a lot of YouTubers.
We did. Some clickbait action, some tags.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah, so all you freaks and freakettes out there, tell your friends, tell your fam, like, share, subscribe. Make sure to keep tuning in for your weekly trip to Purgatory.